Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto and NFTs every day. We're going to be talking about the ETF launching. The Bitcoin spot ETF officially got approved. It is live. It is trading. Everybody's freaking out and there's already drama happening. Also, this is what you look like when you're a single mom, which I hate, absolutely hate that term. I hate it. But this is what you look like when you have a sick kid and you take them to school and then you have to pick them up because you have it's just a hot mess. But yeah, we made it today. So what happened was Lo woke up. She wasn't feeling super great. And to the people that are watching this that have something to say about it, you know what I think of you. You know exactly who you are also. But anyways, so she was sick. She said she was sick, but she says she's sick a lot too because it's cold. So what happened is that I made her go to school because there was no fever. And then literally 30 minutes later, I had to go get her. So right before the show. So I'm a little bit all over the place. We're getting everything done. I'm a hot mess. I didn't have time to do my workout. I didn't have time to do makeup. I didn't even brush my hair. I did brush my teeth though. I did brush my teeth. So we are musty, dusty, crusty, and just a hot mess. And that's fine because we're not here to look at me. We are here to talk about what is happening in the crypto markets. So my eyebrows are a hot mess. My nail is broken. Oh, that's a perfect finger for today. Anyways, shout out to all of the to the parents that actually parent their kid and want to be there 24/7, 365 and not just doing it to impress other people. So thank you guys. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on with the crypto markets. Taking a look at everything. We're up, we're pumping. Everybody is looking fantastic. So if you've made money on this, congratulations. Me personally, I remember telling you guys this whole last week, I wasn't going to take any type of trades or do anything just because the market could have gone anyway. Like with the approval of the Bitcoin spot ETF, it could have been brought in a little bit of negative price action because some people did think it was priced in. With the approval, it could have pumped price, which we're going to talk about. Also with alts, it could have been a hit or a miss. So that was just what I did for myself. I wasn't really interested in taking any positions, and that's okay. You don't have to take any type of positions. You could do whatever it is you want to do, or if you simply want to hold just Bitcoin. Also, too, we have a poll that says, are you going to invest in the Bitcoin spot ETFs? I'm not. The only way I would actually do that, only way I would invest in Bitcoin spot ETFs is so I can grift ethically with everybody, with all the rich people within the constraints of the law. Like if I was going to get a tax write-off and stuff, but literally thinking about it with the Bitcoin spot ETF, like I'm happy it's approved because it's going to pump my bags a lot. But really when you think about it, it's literally like, you're allowing a third party to manage this for you when you can simply go on like a Coinbase. And again, I'm not saying to use Coinbase. I'm just saying you could literally use any crypto exchange you want to buy it and custody, then withdraw and put it into cold storage because you're going through like a third party that has to use a custodian, then an authorized provider and all these different things. So if somebody goes bankrupt, you're absolutely screwed. Like it's a complete hot mess. Okay. Like complete hot mess. So I don't like the Bitcoin ETFs because you're literally paying somebody to hold on to this asset of yours that you're not even going to get when you close that account and you're ready to withdraw. Okay. It's almost like, I don't want to say it's like a synthetic stock, but it's literally like vaporware in my personal opinion. But at the same time, like, hey, if you want to invest in the Bitcoin spot ETF and that helps you, good for you, because it's technically safe and secure because you have, you're getting your advice from a financial advisor that for sure has your best interest. Anyways, let's go ahead and get back into the markets. So taking a look at TradingView, we're going to go ahead and look at Bitcoin here. Hey, Bitcoin, what's going on? I want to say we're at 48,000. Yeah, we were at 48,000 earlier. So what happened? Why did we spike up? And this is the weekly. Actually, we'll go ahead and go to the daily. So on the daily, we actually spiked up. We spiked all the way up to the second resistance area at about 49,000, almost close. But we had a swing wick high to about just 49. But this over here was 49.8, closer to 50,000. So why did we spike up? Well, we spiked up because the Bitcoin spot ETF already started trading. And remember, when we're talking about trading this asset, like you can go on your, some of the traditional financial apps that you have already have access to these. You can go ahead and trade it. Gamer showed us yesterday. We talked about it. But remember, this thing only opens and closes is between like banker hours. Okay. But you can trade Bitcoin on your own 24/7, 365. Like that, you can do that on your absolute own. We have 273 people watching here. I'm going to go ahead and drop a ref link for phemex. I use a ref link from them to earn a little bit of income. If you want to use it, great. If not, that's your business too. You need to understand the terms of service, not your keys, not your coins. And then if you do want to expand on your trading skills and learn more, you can join Alpha U. If not, that's your business. I don't really care what y'all do. Just as long as you guys understand what in the hee-haw is actually happening. Thank you, Mr. R. I appreciate that. Ultimately, I appreciate it. All right, let's go back into it. So some people are lazy to take custody, too much work. No, I totally get that. I totally understand that. I feel you on that. And they are. That's what these Bitcoin spot ETFs are. But at the same time, you are sacrificing your liberty for convenience. And they always say that nothing in this world that anything in this world you have to fight for actually means something, or that's a little bit challenging actually means something. To an extent, though, Like I think with the Bitcoin spot ETF thing, I think it would be better for most people to learn self-custody. But at the same time, I'm not going to tell people what to do with their money. Like if you feel more comfortable investing in the Bitcoin spot ETF, great, fantastic. If you don't, that's your business too. Like it really, 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 really depends what works for you. And that's why on this channel, since we started, we have always been literally screaming at you, do what works for you and your family. Do what makes you the most money as ethically as possible. Pay your crypto taxes, even though they're scams. Operate within the constraints of the law. Hire a CPA, learn the law, learn the tax codes, get in it, whatever you need to do, okay? So do what works for you. But me personally, unless I'm gonna get some sort of tax break, not interested. All right, so now let's take a look at this. So, and again, technical analysis now I think could be valid to an extent, okay? It's going to be valid because we're now trading on a lot of the traditional markets, blah, 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 blah. So right now it's looking like we kind of topped off on marketcipher on the 12-hour chart. And I wonder if Bitcoin is going to actually start trading really boring like the dollar, because this is the dollar over here. Dollar super boring. But who knows? We're going to have to see. I still think we're going to see great all-time highs this year, but it's going to take some time. So I am going to be transferring some of my stuff over and cashing it out once it hits my designated targets. Okay. So this is going to be the 4-hour chart. In the 4-hour chart, we swung up high and then we're trading back down over here. And there are some people that are saying that we are going to, in fact, that this is priced in and we're going to have a massive correction to like 34,000, 32,000 and then pump like crazy. I don't know yet. I would kind of need to watch the market. I would need to see what's going on and kind of understand the whole severity of everything, okay? The whole situation. So right now, Bitcoin might start trading a little bit differently than what we're used to. It 100% could, but that doesn't mean that it's not something that is a good thing, okay? Now, this story here is important. So this is Andrew. This is Mr. Abacus. I'm following him. I don't know why it does that. But anyways, Vanguard Group has turned off the buy function for GBTC Grayscale ETF on their platform. Customers can only sell GBTC shares of Robinhood and GME. Now, Vanguard, and this came out from Delta Tone, this literally just came out. And this is why I hate centralized market. Vanguard banning all Bitcoin ETFs from their platform, according to senior ETF analyst for Bloomberg. So let's talk about this a little bit, okay? In traditional finance, you can censor people. You can stop trading. You can stop things from happening. Look at the GME and the AMC and that whole debacle. In centralized finance, you can stop transactions. This is why we Bitcoin. This is exactly why we Bitcoin. This is exactly why we crypto. So we do not have to bend the knee to this type of BS. If I want to go to Target and spend my Bitcoin, I want to spend my money. I want to be able to do that. I don't want anybody telling me I can't do that. If I want to go ahead and take $10,000 worth of Bitcoin and give it to my mom so that she can go on a trip or do whatever she needs to do, I want to be able to do that 24/7, 365 without anybody telling me what to do. That's why we Bitcoin and that's why we crypto. And this is the difference between the Bitcoin spot ETFs and regular Bitcoin. Okay. There's a difference, even though they're the same, but they're a little bit different. They're different type of products. Okay. Bitcoin was created for the people, by the people. The spot ETFs are just a way for traditional finance to get their little nasty fingers and grip onto things. Okay. That's exactly what it is. And this is why I don't rock with it. And this is why I've had such a big issue with it. But everyone's like, oh, you're stupid. Da, da, da. I actually got in a thread yesterday. Frank Templeton said something. I ended up deleting the tweets because F these people. I was like, good. Like they put the laser eye maxis things on them, the stupid laser eyes on the Frank Templeton thing. Okay. And I was like, cool. The Bitcoin maxis can have it. Like, cool. Good for you. And all of them just started trashing me. It was a bunch of dudes. You're ugly. You're this. You're a botch. You're stupid. You're a scammer. You need to be in prison. That out the side of their neck. And the funniest thing to me is that literally, so Bitcoin was created for the people, by the people, and it was not intended to necessarily be a traditional financial product. You can do whatever you want with it, but it is absolutely so against the current ethos or the ethos of what Bitcoin was. It's embarrassing. But hey, I'm going to grift. I'm going to grift as ethically as possible. I'm going to get that $100 million and I'm going to say bye. Okay. And I suggest you do the same or look into how to doing that. We have 396 concurrent viewers. Shout out to everybody in here. Be very, very cautious. Be very, 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 very cautious with everything. Okay. We might not get that post having dipped this time. We may not. You know, it really, really, really kind of depends because apparently we're just a bunch of hucksters. We just are. But anyways, that's what's happening right now. So let's read some of our notes. Also, there's 2 spot Bitcoin ETFs approved in Gensler's statement. So we covered the Bitcoin spot ETFs that were approved yesterday. I dropped a video for you guys. I didn't give a whole lot of information, but this is basically the statement by Gary Gensler over here. Okay. There's a lot of concerning things that he said, a lot of very, very concerning things. So basically all of the spot ETFs that are live now, there's 11 that will go live. So it's Grayscale's, ARK, BlackRock, Fidelity, Templeton, Bitwise, Hashtag, Investco, and VanEck, and Valkyrie and WisdomTree. Okay. So Gensler's first comments after the approvals reinforced the SEC's negative stance on Bitcoin. He said the SEC's loss in court over rejecting Grayscale in 2022 left it with no option but to approve over 12 Bitcoin ETFs. We do not approve or endorse Bitcoin. Investors should remain cautious about the myriad risks associated with Bitcoin and products whose value is tied to crypto. Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit, okay? The only reason why we got the approval is because Gary didn't do his job, okay? Only reason why. And it is so absolutely disgusting and disheartening. Absolutely disheartening. Disheartening that he was forced to approve a product that should have been approved years ago. But the only reason why they approved it is because he lost to court. So do you understand how much this costs taxpayers? Like, court is stupid. Court is absolutely stupid. It is embarrassing. It is moronic in most cases because the way the current legal structure is set up, the framework is set up, is not for the underdogs. So because Gary Gensler and because the SEC did not do their job and indicate clear guidelines for securities, and we're going to talk about Hester Pierce's statement that she made earlier, basically saying this should have been done a long time ago. You know, all this is done is wasted time and taxpayers' money. And it's restricted you. There's no liberty in the United States of America. Liberty is dead. Anyways, back to over here. So the key points in Gary Gensler's anti-crypto view, which is absolutely funny because he was so bullish on crypto and MIT. You can all go back and look at all that stuff. But anyways, his problem isn't opposing crypto as it's seen as letting personal biases affect fair regulation. Criticizes him for, and this is Adam's post over here, we're kind of going through, criticize him for not defending his denial approval convictingly of court, suggests he approved under court pressure, not for public's benefit, accuses Gensler of failing in his job and reacting poorly afterwards, questions his suitability in protecting American people. No shit. We know this. Concludes his recent remarks harm his office legacy and institutions he represents. Yeah, it is. So Gary Gensler did not do his job, but you have to remember, he was put into power by President Biden, by the blue people. And the 2 blue people that voted to deny the spot approval were blue people. So if you vote for blue people, that means you do not care about the future of crypto. And unfortunately, it sucks because there's a couple social issues that the blue people are trying to represent that are very important to half of the population. But at the same time, is it worth it? Not really. It's really, really not. Because I've always say on the show, if you have access to money, you have access to better financial products and services. You do. And that's what we're seeing happen in America. Gary Gensler failed at his job. He failed the American people. And the person that put him in power is done the same thing because it's all connected. So congratulations. Congratulations for protecting us. Gary failed to protect us from so many other things, and now we finally got that Bitcoin spot ETF. So I hope Bitcoin goes to $1 million. As far as having, being able to actually control and own your own money, I don't know how much longer that's going to last. But one thing I wanted to say is I really want to tell the miners, thank you so much for keeping your rigs on this entire time. Because without the miners, the network would not be sustainable any way, shape, or form. Wouldn't have Bitcoin if it wasn't for the miners. And also shout out to Savage Mine. He was a very good friend of mine. He was a miner, had a mining channel. He did lots of graphics for the show. Very, very good friend of mine. He would always reach out to me when I was going through a hard time and just tell me to keep going. But he ended up passing away. And it's important to, shout the miners out because they've kept this network up and running. Next on the docket. All right, this is funny from Mr. Peter. We love Peter. We're Peter Stan over here, a good friend of mine. The SEC ETF document is 22 pages. The Bitcoin white paper is 9 pages. This is a very important thing to realize, okay? The United States of America, the way that they compile documents, is there any type of legal documents? They're hundreds of pages, sometimes thousands of pages, and they didn't need to be. In this case, the fact that it was 22 pages and the Bitcoin white paper is only 9 pages is absolutely absurd. It is ridiculous, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So again, this is just another example that things should be simplified, that we do not use plain English. Things are not clear and concise, and we make things so complex to understand. So complex, which it shouldn't be. Shouldn't be any way, shape, or form. But it is. This is America. I've got 468 people watching. You guys need to go ahead and make sure and smash a like because that helps me. I appreciate it. Pew Pew said that statement read like a tantrum. It did. It said Gary Gensler should be sued. He should be sued, but he's not going to get sued because there's certain people that are protected. Okay. There are certain people that are unprotected in this world. And if you get on your knees long enough for somebody in power, then you are protected. But that's just the way the world works. And it took me so long to understand that. And I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I'm so glad I'm independent for the most part. I really am. Because I can say and do what I want. Do I miss out on a lot of opportunities? Yep. Will I get placed with all of the fancy TradFi people for my opinion? Probably not. Do I care? No, because I don't represent them. They don't represent me. And they don't like me because I'm not one of them. I don't speak like them. I don't look like them. I don't come from where they come from. They are just concerned. The only reason why they tolerate me is because for some stupid reason I have an audience. I have no idea why, but I'm very grateful for all of you. Very, very, very grateful for all of you. And you know what? I hope the market pumps so hard because of this predatory Bitcoin spot ETF that a lot of you make God tier money and you live your best lives because you guys absolutely deserve it. Because if you're watching this channel, you come from where I come from. I just want y'all to do well. Next on the docket, Miss Eleanor. News. Turns out the SEC did hold a vote on the Bitcoin spot ETF. Here's the voting breakdown. So Gensler approved it. Pierce approved it, of course. Ueda approved it. Crenshaw and LaRaja did not approve it. Okay. So there's 2 a-holes that didn't approve it. And apparently Gensler was the deciding vote. And of course they were Dems, which again, I hate the political crap. I hate having to go through blue and red. I hate it, but it is what it is. And Hester Pierce put out her statement. And of course, Udi said, Hester, what's your ordinal's wallet address? And I just think that's absolutely funny that he did that. But let's go ahead and read the statement here. Okay. Hold on a second. Here we go. Thank you, Mixing. This is a beautiful brief. Okay. So Hester Pierce believes that the decision comes a decade too late. And she said that. You should read her statement. It's out. She is annihilating them. She expressed her discontent with the SEC handling of the ETF application. And then she emphasized that the first application surfaced more than 10 years ago. 10 years we had to wait. 10 years for a Bitcoin spot ETF approval. 10 years for a regulated and safe product. 10 years. If the public servants cared about protecting you, this would have been approved a long time ago. If they really, really thought Bitcoin was a threat, they would have approved it a long time ago to protect you. But they were too busy bumping uglies with Sam Bankman-Fried and his parents and whatever, and blaming everybody else and their mom for their horrible decisions. I'm going to tell you all right now, the way we run this channel is that we talk about all different types of things. And it is up to you to make a good choice. If you make a bad choice, that's not my fault. That is on you. If you're going to blame somebody else for your poor choices, that is on you. She said that throughout the years, the SEC consistently rejected all proposals without providing transparent reasons. And again, that's a problem. It is the SEC's job to give a reason as to why they are saying no. Most of us with kids, that's what we do. We give reasons why we're doing certain things. She also criticized the SEC from deviating from the standard approval process applicable to comparable exchange-traded products. So the SEC was given applicants for other types of products, and they denied, and they worked with those companies, but they refused to do the same mechanism with the Bitcoin companies, or the companies that wanted Bitcoin spot ETF, until BlackRock came in with their cojones and said, you're going to approve this. That's the only reason why. If BlackRock didn't step up to the plate, it wouldn't have gotten approved. We squandered for a decade of opportunities to do our job. If we had applied the standard we use for other commodity-based ETPs, we could have approved these products years ago, but refused to do so until a court called our bluff. Highlighted the wasteful use of resources. Criticized the SEC's spending of likely millions of dollars of staff time in blocking the applications. I told you that. I told you that from the beginning, and it's so good to be vindicated by someone as awesome as Hester Pierce. She said the lengthy process also had clouded the public's understanding of the SEC's role in crypto. There you have it. There's really nothing more I can drop on this. She basically went to town on her colleagues and said that they are incompetent, they didn't do their job, and it's embarrassing. And it also actually impacted retail consumers negatively. But, you know, got to get protected. This over here, this is from Miss Ellie. So basically, this is just an update of what happened with the SEC hack. So the SEC says it's involving the FBI and the Office of Inspector General in its investigations in Tuesday's hack. We also know the SEC did not draft the tweet either, dispelling questions on whether this was a premature tweet saved in the draft. I don't believe them. I don't believe them in any way, shape, or form. So basically, they're going to have the FBI come in and investigate it. And again, this happens in public service a lot and in governments a lot. This is what happens is they will have another agency do something and then they'll put the blame on a regular person when we know that. But apparently the trading volume for the Bitcoin spot ETF hits 1 billion. It was 2 hours ago, and now or actually this was 3 hours ago, and this was, I guess, tweeted at 6:45, and now it is apparently 2.3 billion. So we're going to continue to update that for you. I'm going to find the proper ticker for that. That aggregates all of the information. We'll start covering that daily, but we got to wait. And shout out to Mr. Bicali. He says, with the Bitcoin spot ETF approval, he tweeted this. He says, so we got in before BlackRock. I said, we sure did. And El Salvador was essentially leading the charge against the American grifters from hell. Thank you. Why did I say that? Because they have been. El Salvador, day one, says we're going to get into Bitcoin. They made it legal tender. They made it accessible to people. They did education. They've been doing a lot of things because their economy was failing. Is he perfect? No. Is he a public servant? Yes. But at the same time, he actually worked towards doing something better for his people, while the United States of America could care less. Could care less. Is what it is. And this is from Mr. Barry Silbert. Since its first day of trading on the OTC markets in May of 2015, GPTC has generated returns of 8,000 plus, vastly outperforming the S&P, 126% plus, NASDAQ, blah, 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 and tech stocks such as Amazon over the same period. So, basically, he's just saying that, you know, they're generating a lot of money and revenue, and cool. This is amazing. This is good. The reason why this is good is it just shows how much money people, or how much interest there is in this. And then also too, this is from our girl Aubrey. But this is a tweet that anybody can take a look at. But this is from Hal Finn. I do believe he was Satoshi, and I've heard multiple people tell me this as well. But the day that the ETF got approved was on January 10th, 2009. Bitcoin essentially started, Hal put this tweet out January 10th, 2009, and the ETF got approved on Jan 10th. And I don't think that was Satoshi's original vision, but cool. Whatever. So is there a coincidence or not? Anyways, I don't know if you guys know who Better Markets is, but we're going to cover who Better Markets is. Shout out to the 500 people that are in here. Also, too, I am definitely sitting. Thank you so much, Hojo. Most of us came from nothing. I know. But I'm sitting on Yoda because I'm sitting on baby Yoda because my back hurts really, really bad. Probably from stress and all these other things. Also, too, I always like to give a shout out to my partners because I think that's important. So shout out to Squidgrow. Check out their Ultimo card. Shout out to marketcipher. Marketcipher is a great technical analysis tool, and shout out to Shrapnel. That is a epic Web3 game that actually works and you can actually play it. So shout out to them. Anyways, let's talk about Better Markets. If you don't know who Better Markets is, let's get into it because F them. So Better Markets shared their view on the Bitcoin ETF, and they called the proposal they called the approval a historical mistake. They called the crypto industry lawless and said crypto is crashing and burning, and they called Bitcoin a worthless, volatile, and fraud-filled financial product. There will be no SEC regulation or policing of Bitcoin. They said the ETF should have been denied because 77.5% of the total trading volume on unregulated exchanges was due to wash trading, and as much as 95% of Bitcoin could be due to wash trading. ETF will likely undermine financial stability. If anything wouldn't, and the crazy thing about is Elizabeth Warren backs this organization. If anything, wouldn't this actually make Bitcoin more legitimate? Wouldn't this protect the markets a little bit more because it wouldn't be as volatile? Yeah. And you know what? Maybe a-holes, maybe if you actually gave us some sort of laws and regulations for these uncompliant wash trading exchanges to operate within, maybe things would be different. But the SEC couldn't even tell exchanges to segregate customer funds like the normal people, like common sense. But again, why would they? Because banks in 2020, per the Federal Reserve or the FDIC requirements, are required to hold zero cash. Okay, required for it. So, but keep going off. And you know this thing is backed by Warren too. I've had it with these people. They're so horrible. They're liars and scoundrels. All right, so this is from Bitcoin Archive. Just in Kathy Wood says we're talking to state pension funds and treasuries about investing in the Bitcoin ETF. Great. So this is going to bring more people into Bitcoin, I guess, but it's just more traditional financial BS. And she also said our base case is in the $600,000 range. Our bull case is 1.5 million by 2030. So apparently, Kathy thinks that Bitcoin is going to be between 600,000 and 1.5 million by 2030. So this is amazing. And you know what? I'm going to be holding on strong. All right, this is from this is a rumor. Let's go ahead and read it. So apparently these are the shady connections from CBOE. I have to sneeze too. I'm sorry, I'm getting hot. So CBOE Digital, the crypto firm, the crypto arm of the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, and this is all alleged, okay? And shout out to Boring Sleuth. Said it will list margin BTC or Bitcoin and Ethereum futures today after receiving CFTC approval in June. This will also be supported by trading firms, including Cumberland, DRW, and also listing 6 Bitcoin ETF for trading on its stock exchanges today. According to Boring Sleuth, Cumberland is directly tied to Waxing, the Ethereum Foundation shapeshift from Block One on Ethereum. Jeez. If you don't know who Block One is, they did the Ethereum ICO and raised billions and billions of dollars. I don't really have a gripe with shapeshift. The Ethereum Foundation I do, and Waxing is a Chinese company that gave Vitalik money, I believe. Cumberland was the original founder of Bitfinex 3 and is the minter of almost half of the USDT ever minted Tether. Also in 2021, the CBOE acquired Joe Lubin's Iris X platform. I remember that. Crypto spot and derivatives marketplace. It's just all linked. It's all linked. It is. Oh, well. All right. So this is from Mr. Balaji, the Bellagio Hotel. So apparently he is saying here an American default. So he says he's comparing historical gold seizure to recent Bitcoin ETF approval, highlights shift from centralized to decentralized technology, and emphasizes ideological conflict between centralization and decentralization. Views Bitcoin ETF as a symbol of reduced government control, notes dissenting concerns about unregulated Bitcoin spot markets and suggests establishment fears Bitcoin as a symbol of freedom. Concludes this idea that the history is reversing towards decentralized markets. I honestly think, I think the whole purpose of the Bitcoin spot ETF is to impose harsher regulations in the United States of America. And I also think they're doing this because they want to really get control and ownership of Bitcoin and remove the average person's ability to hold it and buy it like on a Coinbase, and then remove all crypto from the US and just institute the CBDC. I think it's for complete control, and I think it's absolutely disgusting. That's my personal opinion. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. Could be wrong. All right. So Congressman Michael A. Collins reported buying Bitcoin today. This is from Altcoin Daily. So yay, they have to disclose this stuff. Hopefully we get that Ethereum ETF spot. All right, so we talked about this. And also to you guys, Shrapnel is a partner of ours, but I wanted to... Hold on, Mommy's streaming. Okay. All right, you guys, I have to go. My daughter needs me. I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Sending everybody love and light. I'll try to get a second Medio piece out for you later. I got to get to my